What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm youre, and today we are back with another top 10. And I noticed that you guys seem to really like the video I did a couple weeks ago about the top 10 dumbest decisions in horror movies. And I'll be honest, it wasn't too easy to think of 10 more, so I figured let's just do that again. Do another video where we talk about 10 super stupid decisions from horror movies. Some of them I forgot on the last list, some of them were equally as stupid, and some of them might be a little bit less stupid than last time, but still, they're all stupid decisions. You know, when a lot of people imagine horror movies, unfortunately, they imagine, characters splitting up when it would be smarter for them to stick together, or, stopping running when a killer is chasing you. It sucks that is what is associated with this genre, but there are some stupid moments in horror movies, I fully admit that, and I understand that sometimes it's needed for the script to work or for a character to get in a certain situation, so I can forgive it sometimes, but here's 10 more moments where it was too unforgivable to forget. Coming in at number 10, this one I put on the list simply because everybody seems to unanimously agree that this is one of the stupidest moments in horror movies, and I don't. I personally, maybe it's because I love this movie so much, but I don't think it's that stupid. Digging up Jason from Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. This doesn't really offend me that much because, sure, he didn't have a reason to dig up Jason. Like, there was no point in digging him up. He just kind of did it so that he could get closure. But it doesn't offend me quite as much as I don't get why everyone considers this such a stupid idea. Sure, this is the exact moment that Jason is accidentally resurrected because he decides to stab him with that, I think it's like a piece of a fence, stabs it through him, and the lightning strikes it and revives him. If I'm in Tommy's shoes and I have decided I need to dig up this guy and make sure he's dead, and I stab him, my thought is not, dang, what if lightning strikes him and revives him in a zombie? That's not something I would ever think of. So I feel like he's completely, I mean, maybe not justified. He's not completely justified because it's still, you're still doing something illegal. You're still digging up a dead body. But I'm not thinking in my head, oh no, what if I accidentally revive him? Because that's not possible. In this universe, obviously it is, but that's not something that ever would go through a normal person's head. So this has never been a stupid decision for me. Maybe a little bit pointless, but not stupid. I just felt like I had to talk about it. Coming in at number 9, we have borrowing a Ouija board in Paranormal Activity. Now, Paranormal Activity is one of my favorite movies of all time. My second favorite movie of all time. It is such an amazing movie. I love this movie. I can gush about it for hours. I've talked about it in so many different videos. But I will admit this is a stupid decision on Mika's behalf. Maybe, actually, it's more of just a dick move than it is kind of stupid. It's stupid, but it's more just kind of being a dick to your girlfriend. So Katie and Mika get a demonologist, and the demonologist comes over and he says, you're dealing with a demon, he's already clearly aggravated, and then Mika asks, why can't we just, get a Ouija board and tell him to go screw off? And the demonologist says, don't get a Ouija board because that's basically encouraging the demon. If you're trying to communicate with it, that means you're encouraging the demon to hang around. So don't do that. And after the demonologist leaves, Katie turns to Mika and says, promise me you won't buy a Ouija board. And he says, I promise I won't buy a Ouija board. Wink, wink. Oh, what do you know? In the next scene, they're going on a date night. He completely ruins date night, by the way. I mean, she literally made you promise, and you decide to break that promise, 10 minutes before you go on a date, because when they come back, she is still pissed and still yelling at him about it. So that means like the entire date night, she was berating him for this stupid thing. So he pulls out a Ouija board and he's like, all right, before we go, what if we talk to the demon?
All right, we got like 10 minutes.
What the hell are you doing, Mika?
Come on, help me.
What? And she's like, oh, you promised me you wouldn't buy a Ouija board. And he goes, I didn't buy a Ouija board. I borrowed it.
You promised me you weren't going to mess with that stuff.
No, I promised you I wasn't going to buy a Ouija board.
Oh,
I didn't buy a Ouija board.
You knew exactly what I meant.
I borrowed a Ouija board.
You.
So, giant dick move, ginormous dick move, but also pretty much gets himself killed because, yeah, he encourages the demon and the demon kills him. So coming in at number 8, we have Juno leading her friends down the unexplored cave system in The Descent.
I put in a flight plan for Borum Caverns, and this isn't Borum Caverns, is it, Juno?
We're in the wrong fucking cave.
This is such a stupid moment. Like, this is such a great movie, but I don't know, like, personally for me, I can't imagine anyone is that stupid. Like, you have this whole trip planned out. You're gonna go down a cave system. You got the maps. You're gonna go down. You're gonna explore with your friends. I don't think anyone's that stupid to be like, oh, I found another cave. Let's go down that one that has no maps. Like, it's never been mapped out before. Like, they're first people exploring it. And I get that, like, maybe, like, that's kind of cool. Maybe you're the first people to explore it. But you're going to want professional help and some sort of extra safety equipment. And they just, you know, waltz on in because they don't know that Juno is leading them down a freaking cave system that nobody's been down. Which, even if the crawlers were not a threat in this movie, this would still be a monumental stupid decision. Because that's just not something you would ever want to do. Going down a cave system that has never been explored, never been mapped out, you don't know where you're going, you could get lost so easily and, you know, die a much more horrific death than being killed by the crawlers, you know, starvation, thirst, all that.
This is not caving, this is an ego trip.
Coming in at number 7, we have Walking into the Sawyer's House in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Is anybody home?
And you're probably wondering, what do you mean walking into the Sawyer's house? He doesn't just, you know, commit a crime and break into these people's house. No, he does. He literally does. Like, so they pull up to this house. It's Kirk, I believe is his name, and they need gas. So he decides, all right, let me go ask these people if they have gas, because he hears like a running generator, I think. So he goes up to the house, knocks on the door, goes, hey, no answer. So he's knocking again, and after the second no answer, do you know what this absolute genius, may I add, decides to do? This house in the middle of nowhere that, like, just from looking at it, you can tell these people aren't people you want to mess with. Just look at the house. Like, you can't tell me that, I mean, obviously you didn't expect it to be, like, hillbilly cannibals in there, but what you would probably not want to do is go into that house where, you know, they probably have guns, or at least that's what I would assume, is that they have a gun. Like, look at that house. They have guns, okay? And he just waltzes on into the house, and what do you know? Within about 10 seconds, he gets murdered. Coming in at number 6, we have a recent movie, not as recent as Long Legs, which was in the last part, which go check out. I am not doing any repeats from that one, so that was 10 moments. This is 10 completely new moments, so go check out that video if you haven't seen it. But this recent movie is Barbarian, and I remember this moment. It fits the theme of, like, male masculinity and, like, not believing women and just having to go look for himself. So she tells him that in the basement there is a secret room that has it's a secret tunnel, and then there's a room that has a bucket, a camera, and a bed, I think is what it is. And he's like, oh, what? There's a room with a bucket and a bed? Oh, that's so scary. I gotta go check this out. So he goes downstairs. He goes down the secret tunnel. Then we don't hear from him for a while. And so the main character, I forget her name, decides to follow him down into the basement. And so this is a stupid decision on her behalf, but I am more forgiving on her because she's not wanting another human being to die. He just didn't believe her. And he is down there, so then when she gets in there, he springs up and gets his head cracked open. So him needing to see this secret room for himself led to him seeing it real up close. I mean, his head is getting smashed against the concrete, so he saw it all right. Coming in at number 5, we have one of the most iconic dumb decisions that I can't believe I forgot from the last time. Kicking the map in the creek from the Blair Witch Project.
I kicked that fucking map into the creek yesterday. It was useless.
This one's pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of like the Descent one. When you have a map, you usually want it to work. And if you don't have a map in a place that you don't know, well, you're going to end up getting lost. And that is exactly what happens in the Blair Witch Project. They have a map, and they end up getting lost anyway, but, you know, that's their one source of at least attempting to get out. Like, maybe you can find a landmark, and maybe you can get out of that woods with that map. And I know, like, it's not really working, but, like, that is your one saving grace. The one thing that might help you out. And he kicks it in the creek. He kicks it in the damn creek. And then he laughs about it, too. He's proud of it. He's very proud of it.
I kicked that fucker into the creek!
And this might be the Blair Witch, like, messing with his head to make him do that. Either way, I think it's just meant to be he just got upset and kicked it into the creek. Coming in at number 4, I had a decision from Saw 5 on the last list. I have 2 Saw decisions on this list, and it's actually number 4 and 3. So back-to-back, we'll be talking about moments from the Saw franchise. But number 4, we have a moment from Saw 2 that I think I might have slightly touched on in the last video when I talked about the Saw 5 moment. But basically, what this woman is tasked with is, so they all have like poison running through their veins or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe it's in the air. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Saw 2. But, so there's this box above her head with 2 circles with razor blades on them. And in the box, there is a little syringe filled with the antidote. And what she has to do, she doesn't listen to the tape. She just reaches both of her hands through the razor blades and tries to grab the syringe. Let's look on the success. If this was successful, if she actually got and retrieved the antidote, what would logistically happen afterwards? She gets both of her hands in there, and I mean, in the movie, they get stuck. Like, they're stuck. She can't get her hands out. So, if she does get the antidote, and she does manage to pull it through without getting her hands cut off, her hands are at the very least mangled, and definitely her wrists are cut to hell. So, she is going to bleed out, like, within minutes if she manages to get the antidote out. So, that stupid decision, or that's the first stupid part of it, but also, you're going to have to stick a hand in there. You're going to have to get a hand mangled. You're probably going to lose a hand. That's why you stick one hand in, you grab it, and you get it out. And when she gets her hands in there, it is kind of unfair because she grabs the syringe and then she just pulls the top out and all the antidote spills out. So it was kind of a rigged trap to begin with, but because she doesn't listen to the tape, she sticks both of her hands in there, and yeah, she gets stuck and dies there. So, coming in at number 3, this moment has always pissed me off to the max. And I had a moment on the list last time, this was actually the long legs moment, that was not necessarily a super stupid moment, but it was a super avoidable death. This death is so avoidable, or maybe not avoidable, but it gives her better odds to survive. There's this drug addict woman who I think, like, accidentally knocked someone over, or knocked a lady over who had asthma, and she wasn't able to get her in her inhaler and died. I don't remember the whole thing. Jigsaw sucks. Yeah, it's from Jigsaw. And so she is tasked with, she gets 3 syringes filled with, one I think is filled with the antidote, One is like some sort of poison. I think 2 of them will kill her, 1 of them will make her live, and she has to figure out which one she needs to take. And she's taking a long time, and they have these chains around their neck that's like bringing them all up and like essentially going to hang them with them. So she has to pick which syringe, and the second she does, then all the chains will drop and they'll survive. So, but if she doesn't pick, then everyone dies. And she's taking a long time to pick, and they start getting raised up slightly. So this guy who we've already just like discovered is an a-hole in this situation, like he's a bad dude. He says, if you don't pick, I'm gonna stab you with all 3 of them. Which, okay, let's not put more stress on the woman who is deciding for her life right now. Let's not put more stress on her. Let's let her think it out, because there's even like clues on the little syringes that she's trying to decipher. So that's already an a-hole move, but not necessarily stupid. The stupid part is when he goes through with it and stabs her with all 3 needles. Yeah, that's murder. That's called murder, sir. Now, granted, Jigsaw put you in that situation, so it's also kind of murder on him. But yeah, you just murdered a person. Granted, you're not as bad as the other lady in that room who murdered her own baby and framed her husband for it, and then her husband killed himself in jail. Like, that part of this movie I always forget about, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about stabbing her with all 3 needles. So now he stabbed her with the antidote and the 2 ones that killed her. So she didn't even have a chance. She was just gonna die. Like, she just died. Like, just stab her with one of them. Just be like, okay, if you don't choose, I'm gonna make the choice for you. That is much less, I mean, it's still threatening, but much less guaranteed death. This was, she had a 1 in 3 chance. And you just made it 100% chance that she died. Coming in at number 2, we have possibly the most iconic, most well-known dumb decision from any horror movie ever. Not closing the beaches in Jaws. This mayor is so money hungry because he knows that, like, oh, everyone comes to Amity Island in the summer. The beaches are the money makers of the town. He doesn't care that you have Chief Brody here telling him that there's a shark in the water that's already killed 2 or 3 people. So then once they finally are like, okay, fine, we'll go catch the shark. So they set up a bounty for this shark, and they go out to catch a shark, and these people come back in with a shark that's about the size of like a large, or maybe like a small sailfish. Like, it's like this big. And they're like, oh, that's the shark. Yes, that's the shark that ate 3 people. That's gotta be it. Like, I'm sure he knows full well that that is not the shark, but that just makes it even more infuriating, the fact that he, in his mind, I can almost guarantee you, he knows that that shark is not the shark that killed people. And even, what's his name, Hooper, he is telling him, like, no, look at the bite, look at the jaw on this thing. Like, the bite radius on the victims is insane. Like, this jaw could not physically be that other shark. So he knows. He knows. Alright, so for number 1, I actually went with a TV show moment. But I'm going to give you a scenario kind of like I did in the last video with the Jeepers Creepers one. So let's set the scene. Let's set the scene. You are in a place, and you are being held captive, and your friends are holding someone else captive, and you decide to do a hostage swap. You guys both get to go back to where you are, even if one of them doesn't want it. So, you're going back to your side with your friends, and the person who is holding you hostage is holding a gun. And you know that you have a knife in your pocket. What do you decide to do? Do you A, just keep walking, go back to your friends, and get out of there? Do you B, try to negotiate? Do you C, stab her in the neck and make sure you get the kill? Or D, stab the armed woman in the shoulder and let yourself get shot in the head? I bet you can guess which one Beth from The Walking Dead Season 5 chooses. Yeah, she chooses D. I mean, I love Beth, but like, what the hell did you think was gonna happen? Now, I haven't personally been stabbed. This isn't an experience that I have, but I get the feeling this isn't something that most people enjoy. People don't usually like getting stabbed. I heard it actually kind of hurts. So, if you stab someone who is holding a gun, chances are that that gun might get used on you. Especially if you don't stab them in the eye or the head or the neck or the heart, anywhere that can kill her. I get that, like, you don't want to kill somebody, but if you are making the decision in your head, I'm going to stab the woman holding a gun, you'd probably just want to go for the kill at that point. Like, because otherwise, she's going to pull that trigger and blow your brains out. Yeah. What'd you think was going to happen, okay? Don't stab a woman who's holding a gun. That's just a stupid thing. Don't do that. Go for the kill. I mean, or just leave it. I get it. Noah doesn't want to go back with them. Noah wants to stay with your group. But he is willingly going to the other side. He is saying, all right, you know what? Fine. I'll go back if Beth gets to come back and be with her friends. And Beth doesn't like that. Which I get. But he is willingly doing it. He is willingly doing it. They did not force him. They did not hold him at gunpoint. He walked over on his own. Leave him be. Go back with your friends. Don't stab the woman holding a gun and get shot in the head. And that's going to be it for today's video. Remember, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit like and subscribe so anyone want to see more videos like it in the future. Otherwise, you can comment down below some more video ideas for me or some of your own dumbest decisions in horror movies. Maybe I'll do a part 3 with some of your guys' submissions, because I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm out now. I did 20 dumb decisions. I think I'm out of dumb decisions at this point. So, yeah, if you guys want to comment down below some of your own, maybe I'll do a video on those. But until next time, or that video, I'm Ethan Horror. This has been Ethan Horror.